Let's get started. I'm so excited. Am I audible well?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Good morning, good day to everyone who's over here to attend the session on blockchain. I'm very excited to have this session. It's always very exciting to talk about blockchain. Blockchain is one of those technologies, right, which comes to the mind when you talk about disruptive technologies, right? So, and we'll go into the details of what blockchain is all about. But before that, quick introduction of who we are and who am I and what's this organization called Gotofastlane. Right, so my name is Rama Goyal. I am the CEO and founder of Gotofastlane. We are an organization based out of Canada. We are based out of Greater Toronto area of Ontario, Canada, and we are primarily a services organization which delivers trainings and enterprise solutions and transformation opportunities and options to our customers. We're an organization mainly focused on strategy consulting, enterprise applications, training of futuristic consumer technologies, and all high-tech technologies. We support our customers not only via technology trainings, but also by providing consulting expertise. So most of my team members are based out of Canada. We also have a team in India and US. We have a training centers in Nagpur in India and another one in South Africa. Actually, it's one is in Kenya as well now in Nairobi. So yeah, we are kind of geographically spread out. And today we are taking this opportunity to speak to all of you about a preview, trying to give you a preview of one of our very popular courses called Certified Blockchain Course. This is a course which has been widely appreciated for the amount of content it covers in a very short amount of time. So you will, as we go through the session today, you will realize that we're actually going to cover a lot in today's session as well, but also more than that, cover holistically a lot in the training program. Right. So today's session, when I think about it, right, in my mind, it's like a trailer and a preview to a movie, right? So do you want to watch the movie or not? Let's see what the movie has to offer, right? So this webinar is going to give you a preview of the training program and also what opportunities lie ahead of you when you talk about blockchain. What is it that you can do in blockchain? How blockchain is very tightly tied to all the technologies that you already know of and you hear of, right? There are technologies that you know about SQL, .NET, Python, R, but there are also futuristic technologies like IoT. How all the technologies converge together is our very, very important motive and agenda to teach in this particular program. Right. Another very important concept that we're going to teach in this program is around breaking the myths around blockchain. Right. So what is blockchain all about? Is blockchain equal to Bitcoin? Right? How is blockchain used anything beyond stock market, right? What are the enterprise use cases of blockchain? So what I'm trying to tell over here is that this particular program is going to cover a lot of different facets of blockchain. And we as an organization help our clients to know and understand the technology before they actually implement those solutions, right? So we educate. One of the big mottos that we have in our organization is about being resourceful, right? So during this training program, you will see that how resourceful we'll try to make you in the field of blockchain, because I'm a big believer that, you know, one training program of 45 minutes or maybe 4 hours or 8 hours cannot teach you everything about the technology, right? So we just try to imbibe all the little concepts that we have and learn how to be resourceful and implement those as demand or as needed, right? So that's what, and we're going to do a little more a deep dive into the technology, into the program during this 45 minutes webinar today. So once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. And I will quickly go over to some more details about myself, right? As I said, that I lead this organization and I'm based out of Greater Toronto area. I'm a technologist by profession and by education. I'm a BITS Pilani graduate, and those of you living in India do understand or maybe possibly know about Birla Institute of Technology and Science. I'm a computer science graduate from there. I'm also a double MBA with the MBA in, from those who know about the Maharashtra area, from Symbiosis in Pune, and another MBA from Capella University in Minnesota, US. So with all this education, I also try to supplement my education with a lot of professional certifications, which I have been acquiring over the period of time of last maybe 16, 17, 20 years, almost in my lifetime of learning. And I think it's always a lifetime of learning. It doesn't ever end. And that's how I've been progressing into different technologies. Started with Oracle, started with very core SQL technologies, just like all of you coming out of college, C, C++, Java, Open, all that fun stuff. And then moving on to futuristic consumer technologies. That's a bit about me. I love to give trainings. I love to share what I know and learn from the attendees of my session. So it's always a very interactive session. At any point of time, you have a question, please raise your hand. As I said, this session of 45 minutes is not going to teach you everything about blockchain, but it's going to definitely clarify a lot of questions that you may have about blockchain, how blockchain can help you frame your career, how blockchain is tied to other technologies, right? What is it that we can offer you? What is all about 543 framework of blockchain? So what we try to do with Gotofastlane's technology trainings, whether it is security training on blockchain or a certified blockchain consultant course, or a financials module tied to blockchain, or an implementation consultant training program for blockchain, we try to make you start from the basics, right? Always have your good foundation, taking the house analogy, right? So it's very important to have a good foundation before you start thinking about the interior decor of the house, right? So before you start adding some more luxury items, it's very important to have a basic car, right? So we will start with the background of blockchain, move on to business networks and ledgers, overview of how blockchain works, what is the 543 framework, what is the business use case of learning, how does it get modeled, what are the algorithms. So there's lots in this training program, and we'll try to cover some in the webinar today. One point that I do want to highlight is that this particular training program is going to start next week. And it's going to be for 2 days. We are going to have it like a crash course of a super dose of blockchain. It's like, you know, when you just need to take 1 dose versus 2 or multiple, right? So, and after that program, you can easily acquire or earn a certificate, which you can broadcast to the whole world and have something to also demonstrate about your knowledge of blockchain. Right? And we'll come to the procedures of what happens there. But with this session today, what we're going to cover in today's agenda, in today's webinar, is around the value proposition of blockchain. What is the demand and need of blockchain? What are the prospects in the field of blockchain? Right? What are the enterprise opportunities in the field of blockchain? Why do we need it? Right? Do we really need blockchain? Right? And what is this course all about? Right? We'll also show you a little bit about how a blockchain typically works and what is the internal structure of a blockchain, right? Of course, a 45-minute session, there's a preview of the whole training program, but feel free to ask any questions that you may have during this program. Please, we just respect if you raise your hand so the speaker can logically come to a logical point before they take the questions, right? That'll be highly appreciated. At this point, I want to introduce my colleague, Abhishek Saxena. Abhi has been working with Gotofastlane for several years, ever since we actually started our organization about 6 years ago. He has been associated with us in multiple capacities. He has been my mentor, he has been my manager, he has been our technology advisor, he has been there to help us with lots. And the great thing about Abhi is that he has that vision of a futuristic technologist, right, who is able to see what is there in the field of technology. And that's what people really like about him. And we're very, very fortunate to have him associated with Gotofastlane for several of our training programs and several of our webinar sessions. So he's an expert certified in cloud technologies. He has been working on multiple clouds, you know, Microsoft Cloud, Oracle Clouds, Amazon. So he is someone who actually started his career with a very, very foundation concepts, right? Going back to our house analogy, it's very important to have a strong technical background, a good foundation for a consultant to build on, right? So for those of you who can relate to Maharashtra in India, he's a YCC Nagpur alumni. He's co-authored several technical books and several technical papers. He is widely acclaimed in the field of project management and also in the field of technology consulting. So thank you so much, Abhi, for joining us in the session today. We're very, very glad to have you. With that, I would request you to share some insights in the field of blockchain with the team today and help us understand a little bit of how blockchain is going to help this group, us, and everybody in the next few years. Over to you, Abhi. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rama. So welcome everyone to this session for blockchain. And with this, millions of individuals globally have lost their livelihood, and million more are at risk from the global recession, structural changes to the economy, and further automation. Additionally, the pandemic and the subsequent recession have impacted most those communities which were already at a disadvantage. We find ourselves at a defining moment. You know, the decision and choice we make today will determine the course of entire generation's lives and livelihood. We have the tools at our disposal. The, the bounty of technological innovation which defines our current era can be leveraged to unleash human potential. Okay, we have the means to reskill and upskill individual and orient displaced workers towards the job of tomorrow, where they will be able to thrive. The pace of technology adaptation is expected to remain unbattered and may accelerate in some areas. The adaptation of cloud computing, big data, e-commerce remaining high in the priorities for those who are business leaders following a trend established in previous year. However, there are also been a significant rise in the interest of encryption, robotics, and artificial intelligence. So with this, there are numerous data points which testify to the growing demand and salaries for blockchain skills. New York accounted for the maximum number of opening in the technology, followed by San Francisco and San Jose. Chicago and Seattle rounded out of the top 5. Upwork, a site for a freelancer, state that demand for freelancer with the blockchain assets grow by 3,500% this year as compared to last year. The skyrocketing demand for blockchain related jobs has also translated into a significant salary bump. Blockchain developers they are drawing between 150,000 US dollar to 175,000 US dollar, a range that is approximately 1,500 to 40,000 higher than the standard salary for the software engineer. The salary range puts blockchain developers on par with any other in demand group. Engineers with expertise in artificial intelligence as a skill set, blockchain is a combination of existing programming technologies and concepts such as, you already know that, object-oriented programming, ledger economics, and understanding of cryptography. As such, demand for other roles such as project management, requirement analysis within the industry is also increasing or growing, you can say. So over the past decade, a set of groundbreaking emerging technologies have signaled the start of the fourth industrial revolution. To capture the opportunities created by this technology, many companies across the private sector have embarked on a reorientation of their strategic direction. By 2025, the capabilities of machine and algorithm will be more broadly employed than in previous year, and the work hours performed by the machine will match the time spent working by human being. New data from the Future of Jobs survey suggested that an average of 15% of a company workforce is at risk of disruption in the horizon up to 2025. On an average, 6% of the workers are expected to be fully displaced. These new technologies are set to drive future growth across industries, as well as to increase the demand for new job roles and skill set. As you can see on the slide, that blockchain is on the adoption list for countries in every continent with high 60 to 70%. Right? You can see Switzerland, Canada, South Africa, everywhere you are seeing it's people are started adopting. And the latest one you guys all know about Tesla. Tesla is also going for that use case. Tesla has started the blockchain POC kind of thing along with the China. So there are a lot of options. Now we will come down to like, a little bit more about that. So before learning the key concept and technical terms of blockchain, let us learn about the various industry sector which have opportunities to leverage blockchain and how. So let's start the first sector, which whenever you start any enterprise opportunity, the first sector comes into your mind is finance. So blockchain capabilities can deliver banking innovation to revamp the experience for customer by reducing transaction time from hours to seconds, eliminating manual processes and educating unnecessary intermediaries in trade finance. When I say intermediaries, it means the middleman in trade finance, digital identities, and cross-border payment. With blockchain, one can conduct business rapidly and securely, moving from paper-based to blockchain stored transaction record, which can enable easier expansion to understand market, especially for a small and medium enterprises. It helps in digital KYC verification. When I say KYC, it means know your customer. KYC verification, insurance documentation, claim processing, and basically introducing transparency into the process. Yeah. Next one is when you talk about like, blockchain can transform healthcare enterprise and increase quality of care by enabling new ecosystem and new business models to evolve. Healthcare information that is stored on a blockchain can change the way that providers store clinical information and how they store information with their own organization as well as their healthcare partners, payers, and patients. Blockchain decentralized healthcare information, increasing data availability, efficiency, transparency, and trust. And you guys must be aware about like, the new technology in the field of health is the latest one is CRISPR, where they are trying to do the genome sequencing of the old disease or heretical diseases. So those CRISPR things, you can store the data within the blockchain so that nobody can change that one. And it's a centralized. Right now you are going to the doctor, he's keeping your records with him. Now that will be on blockchain so that all the miners, we will subsequently come to those points. With that, next one is commercial real estate. A blockchain-based MLS would enable data to be distributed across a peer-to-peer network in a manner that allows brokers, just a moment guys, that allows brokers to, I think I've lost my thoughts. So blockchain-based MLS, especially for the real estate, data to be distributed across a peer-to-peer network in a manner that allows broker to have more control of their data, along with the increased trust, as listing would be more freely accessible. This enhanced blockchain-enabled MLS, multi-language support plus I think Rama, MLS multi-language support.
No, it's a multi-listing service.
Multi-listing service. Yeah, I always get confused with that, right? MLS, because I was in Oracle, it's like multi-language support. So, yeah, thank you. Would also provide clear detail on property location and address, comparable rental rates, capital value, ownership history, tenant details, age of the property, and title clarity. As a result, market participant could have access to more reliable data at a lower cost. So this is going to very handy for the people in the real estate business. So self-contained, isolated system that are used by the multiple entities across a supply chain, right? Can be blocked visibly across the ecosystem, creating an atmosphere of distrust and labeling all parties at risk. Industry transparency between suppliers, processes, distributors, retailers, logistic providers, and consumers. Blockchain will help introduce transparency and trust into the supply chain process. Likewise, we will look at multiple use cases during the training program. For another one is like B2C marketing loyalty, then automotive travel and transport. So these are some of the use cases where we are trying to highlight how the blockchain technology is going to disrupt the industry. So you can say it's a technology which is going to disrupt so many industries in a big way. So either if you are not working on blockchain, or either you are not seeing right now, but within 2 or 3 years, it is going to hit the market in a big time. So generally, Rama generally she generally quote this thing like, it is going to be the next internet. The internet, which was in 2000, you remember, we generally think internet is our email business. We have never thought beyond that. But slowly we started understood like, how the internet is changing our life. Same thing is going to happen. This is the event, guys. Blockchain is going to be the big event, and it is going to disrupt the so many industries. So better or sooner, the better. That's what I can say. The more you will understand first, make your path like, this is basic course, do the basic course, then depend upon your interest, go for the solution architect blockchain, go for the financial architect blockchain, go for the security analyst blockchain, and you can do a multiple, you can make the path, and we can go to Fastlane can help you on your front to get to reach you there. You are not seeing, I can understand there is more time to come into the Indian market, but believe me guys, it will hit within 2 or 3 years, and then every company will ask for the blockchain developer. So this is the time to start your journey as soon as possible to get into this. Okay.
Absolutely. And Abhi, you made a very good point, right? That this is a disruptive technology, which is going to be like the next internet, right? Over there, I would definitely add that, just extrapolate to what he said, right? So earlier we learned an early adopter's advantage is something that nobody can beat, right? People who, all of you have learned about the disruption that happened with respect to the internet system in Y2K, right? There were people who became millionaires just because they visualized what was coming in front of them, right? So because they knew about how to correct the problems. So be a problem solver in what you do, right? And these opportunities, which Abhi just walked you through in like 10 minutes, we have an entire program for this, right? Wherein we have do a deep dive only on becoming a finance consultant for blockchain, right? For example, becoming an expert with supply chain processes of blockchain, right? So what we have shown you today or talked about on the slide is just a very, very short review. When we go into the training program, even for finance or healthcare or real estate, we are going to make you resourceful with examples of what is happening today with other organizations who are working and doing projects in blockchain, right? And how you can leverage in the current job that you have, and how can you learn it more from the resources that's already available to you. So stay tuned for more to come on the slide. This is a very, very powerful slide and one of my favorite slides of the whole program, because it gives us a very good idea of every sector being affected by blockchain. Then why are you not catching it, right? I feel very, very sad that why are people not seeing it? This is a disruptive technology, so grab onto it. Anybody who's trying to teach you, just grab those opportunities, because this is going to be very, very disruptive and a change agent. So be that agent who will grab and broadcast the change, right? So again, if you see, our idea is to make you resourceful in blockchain, right? And please grab those opportunities. I'll be back to you. Sorry for that.
That's good. That's good. So let's start with what is blockchain. The story of blockchain begins with the white paper published by Satoshi Nakamoto I think it's about in 2009.
Yes.
The idea outlined in this white paper led to the world first and the largest blockchain, that is Bitcoin. Everybody knows, everybody knows what is going on the stock market, what is the rate of Bitcoin. See, I'm also a follower of that. I started spending in Bitcoin when it was like $60,000, and today it's like somewhere around $38,000. So I lost a lot of money, but I know it is going to reach there, right? So, so that was the first application for blockchain, Bitcoin, and it was proposed by Satoshi Nakamoto. So blockchain is a shared, distributed ledger that record transactions across business network with the aim of helping business remove inefficiencies from trade. So it does the using cryptographic proofs which help develop and maintain trust by ensuring facts are reported consistently to all those with a need to see them. To properly understand blockchain, there are multiple key core concepts you should know, like ledger, transactions, contracts, security, trustlessness, decentralization, distributed ledger, group consensus, and immutability. Ledgers are essentially transactions log. A transactions, basically, okay. So transaction ledger, when you talk about the ledger, I would say, like, most of the guys having some kind of, like, engineering or commerce background, but it's very important for every guy nowadays to understand little bit more about the ledger thing, general ledger, finance part. So you should have that kind of thing. So transaction is a basically it's a ledger, and it's a transaction log. So transaction in the change in the ownership of an asset in exchange for something else, right? So if here we are showing the example of Matt, the guy Matt buys Helen's car from her. Okay, the logged transaction is the exchange of one car to Matt for the agreed price. Matt would record that transaction on his ledger, and at the same time, Helen would record the same transaction in her transaction records, right? The term of transactions are agreed by the participants, in this case Matt and Helen, and represented in a contract. The problem with ledger is that everyone in the business network has their own version. Maybe you write in a paper, you are maintaining ledger there in paper. I'm writing in my ledger in my notebook on my MacBook, right? So we all are maintaining our ledger, but in a different way. So the problem with ledger is that everyone in the business network has their own version. So blockchain aims to resolve the problem of ledger and contract by sharing them in an ambiguous form between the participant of the business network. That's the intention of blockchain. That's the intention of ledger. So before going into the further going into that financial part, definitely we will cover a lot of more when you will join our course on, which is scheduled for the next week. We are just giving you a glimpse of what we are going to cover. So let's go a little bit on the more on the technical side, because being as a techie, I would like to know more about the technical part of this. Guys, Abhi, that's fine. You are telling me I should know finance, I should know ledger, I should know transactions. Tell me what exactly happens behind the scene. When I transfer one Bitcoin, that is too much. I can't transfer one Bitcoin. There is a partition, means like, small signs of Bitcoin. If I want to transfer, what will happen being as a transaction? Can you show me in detail how it works? So that thing, now we will start with the block. So block is an individual unit of blockchain containing records of some or all Bitcoin transactions. This is very important, guys. These records are secured using hashing algorithm to ensure the integrity of the information. A block is similar to a record book or page of a ledger. For each and every time a block is completed, it provides a way to the next block in the blockchain. A block is consequently a permanent store of records, which once written cannot be changed or deleted. This is the biggest advantage of blockchain. Once the record is committed, it cannot be changed or deleted. Transactions in a blockchain is defined as a small unit of task records in a block. Transaction in a blockchain is similar to banking transaction. If you have seen your bank slip, you can see how the transaction is showing there. It's similar kind of thing. Since the transactions are not encrypted, anyone in the blockchain can view and verify the transaction. That is the beauty about the blockchain. Suppose there is a blockchain network and 5 of us within the blockchain. If I make any changes from B to C, immediately it will reply, or it will communicate, or it will announce to rest of the 4 guys that Abhi has made these changes. Are you guys agreed? And once everyone agreed, it will be committed. So that it will be displayed. Next thing, the first thing is Genesis. That Genesis block is the first block of a blockchain, also called as a block O or day zero block. Each new block in the chain is linked to the previous block. You can see, like, in the slide we are showing that each block is connected with the old block. The first block is known as a Genesis block, which is showing in red, and it is also known as a block O or day zero block. Going deep into the technical side of this, hash and nonce. Hash is a unique code used to identify one block from another. Means like how you are connecting to each block, right? So if you have one block and the next block, how these 2 blocks are connected, these are connected using hash algorithm, hash value. So you can think of being a name for the block so that it can be more easily identified. Each block has 4 or 3 values, especially like, data, hash, and hash of the previous block. This, like, you can see this visual represent the structure of a hash in a block, right? There are 4 main sections of information. Constant information, which is mainly version info and the previous block information. Time information, which getting updated after every 10 minutes, which is having Markle root and timestamp. Markle root, it's a very important concept, and once you will do the course with us, and by the end of the course you need to appear for the test, right? And once you clear the test, then only you will receive the certificate, the blockchain certified expert, right? So in that, I can tell you there should be some of the questions based on the Markle roots. So Markle root is the hash of all the hashes of all the transactions that are part of the blockchain network. So it is very important. Markle root, it is having all the information of all the transaction within your thing. Then the difficulty updated every 2016 block, that will be in a bits and all. And then will be measures of difficulty, means like, difficulty is measure of how difficult is to find a hash value in a given target. So I can't explain in words right now, but maybe whenever you come into the class, we can come with the example. Then another one important concept is nonce. It's a random number used only once in a cryptographic communication, which can be used only once, right? And then it is going to use simple hash algorithm 256, means like, suppose you write hello world, and if you write, it will convert this hello world into 256-bit encryption, which will be something like H will be converted to 4 bits, AADB CC 002231. Each word will be converted into 256-bit. And the moment, if instead of hello world, instead of capital H, if you write a small hello world, the hash algorithm will change. And the value will also be changed. And that's why it is very difficult to match. So most of the companies, especially the companies like, especially who are using blockchain, they are using lot of these kind of algorithm, base 64, base 58, SHA 256, SHA 128. Oracle is also using this kind of, because they have a very secure databases, right? So these are the companies recognized how hash algorithm is very important. And this is one of the part we have seen in all over the world. You go for any kind of training, you will not see any cryptography hash algorithm part within your training, because nobody is comfortable in that. Let's be straight, right? Let's take it this way. Nobody is comfortable in that. And we are going to cover that part. We are going to tell you Heffy-Delman algorithm, cryptographic algorithm, elliptical curve algorithm. Those are the names are very important. Believe me, guys, if you are talking to any blockchain expert, ask him, can you explain me elliptical curve algorithm, and see his reaction. See his reaction. He may be like, of my experience, 25 plus 20 years, he will be shocked. How this guy knows elliptical curve? I have read in engineering, and by then I have never done that, right? So this is more about our certified blockchain course. And I think, Rama, I can pass it on to you from here.
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Abhi. It's always wonderful listening to you and getting some insights on. Every time I listen to you, give me some new ideas, some new algorithms. I don't know how fast the technology is growing, but there is another new name that I heard today. So great, fantastic. We'll add that to this week's, next weekend's program as well. That'll be great. So yeah, guys, over here, please remember, this course begins next week. The course will last for 2 days. The course will be conducted for about 4.5 to 5 hours, 4 to 4.5 hours. It's typically a 30 minutes of break spread over 4.5 hours. So, and we will be covering a lot of things that Abhi explained in detail today, right? We'll be covering about business use cases, enterprise block opportunities, details of what a blockchain is. Right now, today he just told one few word definition of blockchain, but there is so much more to the definition of blockchain, wherein we have to cover about permission, security, decentralization, trustlessness, state of the blockchain, network security. There is distributed ledgers, POWs, proof of works, group consensus. All those concepts are extremely important for you to even know the basics of blockchain. There is NFTs, UXTOs. What is all these, right? As a blockchain consultant, you should definitely know the terms and be able to speak for 30 seconds to 1 minute on almost all the keywords and also understand the architecture. So this is a fantastic opportunity for all of you to learn that within a weekend from the comfort of your home, and also get certified. The course is going to start next weekend, that is 29th of May and 30th of May. We'll start at 29th of May, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5:30 IST, which is really, really comfortable time. Have your nice cup of coffee, or whether it's morning or evening tea, and learn with us. We'll give you appropriate breaks to grab some sandwiches and coffees. Wish we could do it in person, right? That would have been fantastic and give us an opportunity to serve you with some fantastic snacks. But nevertheless, it's the beauty of having a virtual class that anybody can enroll and learn this course. You will also be provided a certificate. One of the ones that we have is of one of our employees that you see on the right-hand side over here. She's also a certified blockchain consultant, and that's how we evolve as a team. So any employees working in the organization have to first get certified before they start working with us. So that's so the team who's working on the blockchain course with us is themselves certified. So trust that you are in the safe hands with your time and money, and you will really have fun with this course. After this course, you have multiple other opportunities to either divide and factor and get expertise in the field of security, functional consulting, business consulting, or overall enterprise architect solution or a solution architect in the field of blockchain. And what we're also proposing to do is that anytime, before even I come to the proposal, another thing that will be of interest to all of you is that our reference on program, right? So not only you, anytime you pay for any one course with blockchain or any one course with Gotofastlane, you can attend that course for lifetime for free. Anytime after a year or 2 years you want to refresh, please come back and join the next available batch, and we'll be very happy to have you there. Of course, you can get certified only once. right? You can also refer your friends and become a champion for this course and become a champion for us and join our beautiful family of blockchain lovers and work with us, right? So there are great opportunities over here. So please enroll and enjoy the course and wish all of you have a good remaining weekend of yours. If you would want to know more, please go to our website, gotofastlane.ca. We also have beautiful Meenakshi and Nirmala from our team who are representing our offshore team members from India. You can always call them, contact them, email them at msharma@gotofastlane.ca or nverma@gotofastlane.ca. You can alternatively also write on our generic account, which is info@gotofastlane.ca. One of us will definitely pick it up. So please reach out to us if you have any questions on how the exam will be, when the exam will be, can I clear, can I not, any anxieties that you have. So enjoy learning. I'll take a pause here for any questions that the team may have and all the participants may have. And thank you so much, Abhi, before I give it over to the questions, but thank you so much for your time, as always. Okay, I open the floor for questions now. All right, wonderful. If there are any questions, you can always write back to us. If not, thank you so much for your time. It's very important and it's very, I always use this quote from one of my mentors that it just takes a little or extra to become that extraordinary, right? Everybody, and that extra step is something that you have taken today of investing your personal time on the weekend to come and listen to us and explore a new field. It doesn't hurt, doesn't harm to learn something new. You may like it, you may not like it. It may suit your needs, it may fit, it may not fit, right? But the very fact that you took time to attend a session with us, we are very grateful. And definitely you are one of those extraordinary souls on this earth who are very passionate about technology, just like all of us. Thank you so much for your time and have a good rest of your weekend. And Abhi, thank you so much, especially to you for taking time to talk to us and share some more insights in this field.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.